Welcome back and welcome to Season 3, Episode 11 of Once Upon a Game. We are playing a really cool game called Eden. I played this game a couple times. I think the first time I played it, I heard really cool things about it from Story Games Seattle. I played it at Go Play Northwest, and then I played it again at a following Story Games Seattle. And it's super fun, so I'm really excited to facilitate it here. It's still currently in playtesting. But if you enjoy what you're seeing here, I have some information about how to get this game right now. So the game won't be available just yet. The game's going to be set for a Kickstarter later this October. So definitely, keep an eye out around October for this game. But in the meantime, if you want to see this game or learn more about it, there's a Google Plus page, for a community page, just like there is for pretty much every RPG in the world. So they're super awesome. And if you want even more additional information, the designer Marc Hobbs is the co-designer of the team Less Than 3 Games. You might know that name if you guys saw my game of Downfall or Games of Downfall, because Marc is the husband to Caroline. Believe it or not. So they're a really cool design duo who make awesome games. So the pedigree of designer is premium here. Because I freaking love Downfall, and Marc and Carolyn did a lot with that. I know Marc helped Carolyn with a couple parts. So this is cool. This will be the first game where Marc took over something. So we'll see. Okay. So besides that, let's go ahead and discuss who we are and everybody and everything like that, right? I'm Eric Vulgaris on the internet lands, and this is what I do. I stream one-shots of games as well as campaigns. This is Once Upon a Game is sort of like my one-shot story game show. I used to do it 3 times a week. I used to do it twice a week, then I did it 3 times a week, and now I'm back to once a week because I do a bunch of other campaigns. I've made room in my schedule now for a Blades in the Dark campaign on Saturdays called It's Never Sunny in Duskfall. You can catch that over on my YouTube channel to catch up to it. But also I play at Saturdays at 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Pacific time. All my times are Pacific. Sundays I do Burning Crowns, which is a Burning Wheel game set in sort of like a Game of Thrones, build a kingdom, that kind of stuff, dealing with intrigue, all those types of things. We just started that game, so I'm really excited for that. And let's see, I'm in a Stars Without Number podcast, and I'm also super upset because I lost the first episode that I was working on, so I have to start everything all over again.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I lost about 8 hours of work. Well, that's not true. I lost about 4 hours of work. I lost 4 of 12 hours of work, or 10 hours, depending on how much you want to count the first 2 hours of me being like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, so anyways, enough about me. I know you guys want to see our awesome guests here. So, Golden H, what's up?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Right now, I'm just streaming a game of Burning Wheel on Sunday nights. I'm streaming a Blaze in the Dark hack called Household Innovations. The designer of that game, Jack Ember Floyd, is running for us. So that's cool. And it sounds like I'm going to be starting another Dresden Files campaign. I had just started a new. I keep making these one shots for campaign for conventions, and the initial play is going really well, and the players want me to run a campaign for them. So we're probably going to do that. Maybe Tuesday nights. We're still working on it. But yeah, that's me. I play a lot of games and make games and think about games.
Games all day, every day. Yeah, sorry for eating on stream. Suzanne just I have a guest visiting me. He's a friend from Philly who moved us back to Singapore and now back for going to Ohio for a convention, but staying at my house for a few days. And he brought some fucking Singaporean awesome snacks and stuff like that. And he just gave me some kind of barbecue chicken strip that's dry. I don't. It's amazing. It tastes like chicken teriyaki. So sorry for eating on stream. Anyways, it's awesome. But I know you don't want to hear about that because we all want to hear about Zonalar. Zonalar, what's up, man?
Hey Eric, it's nice to be back. Yeah, you might have seen me in chat hanging around, I guess. And yeah, if you want to, you can also
Yeah.
watch me eat peanut butter on stream. But
Whoa! That's what we're doing. We eat food. This is actually once upon a meal.
once upon a meal, let's do some social eating on
We
Twitch.
hope each episode is a one shot. Jesus.
Well,
So,
in Sea Dracula we have to dance, and Ian we have to eat. So,
guess what? If you want to make an RPG about eating food, holy shit, that would be amazing. There actually is one. There's a LARP called The Cake, but that game is not. It's about eating a cake. It's like a
Nice.
Viking LARP about eating a cake, and every time you mess up or like do something like faux pas, you have to eat a lot of cake. It's actually miserable because eating a lot of cake is hard. But yeah, no, eating food is a mechanic in a game before. But I would
I'll
like to
make a
see it
game
in
called
another role playing
Potluck
game.
or Die.
Potluck or die.
Potluck or Die.
Nice.
Cool.
The problem is that there's only dice rolls when you bring food to the group. When you eat food, there's no dice rolls. It's just if it's good or not.
Okay.
And then at the end, if there's anything left of what you brought, you take 1d100 damage.
In real life, right?
It's a lot of damage.
Right, totally.
Okay. That's how you know it's a good game.
Everything you brought at once.
At once. If you have
Yeah.
like a blender and you can just like, I don't know. I don't want to. No, I don't want to think.
Maybe
about that.
you
I don't
would
want to think about that.
survive.
You know what I want to think about?
Yeah.
I want to think about. I want to think about story games. All right.
Okay.
And I want to give this little spiel. So welcome to Once Upon a Game. Welcome to my little corner of the universe. So story games, especially Once Upon a Game, we have a tradition here. When we want to run games, a big important thing is that we always go over the basics as well as the meta rule, like pretty much the one big rule. I know we've all kind of played story games before, but it's always important that we say it. So, we're playing story games. Story games are games that I don't care. Maybe you don't like the name story games. I don't care. Fiction first games. I don't know. Whatever you want to call them. These are games that, more than anything, require a lot of active listening, a lot of improvisational skills, a lot of just kind of your own thoughts and ideas and combinations of other people's thoughts and ideas. So letting go of some of your concepts of ownership of the sort of the narrative. We're doing a game together. It's not my story. I'm a facilitator. I'm the host, but this is our game. I only have a 33% stake in this game. Guess who has the other 33%? You two. That's right. And so, thusly, this is going to be a mutually combination game. Like, we're all going to be putting ideas forward. It's not Eric's game. This is all of our game. Second of all, if you're struggling to come up with something, you know what? Go with the first thing in your head. It's totally fine. Literally,
Bananas.
yeah. Most of the time, people overthink. The biggest problems I've had is that I psych myself out too much. Trying to pretend that this thing is anything more than just a fun little game that I play with friends. It's not Critical Role, right? We're not doing some ridiculous production here. We're just hanging out.
Well,
This is
Matt
prepless.
Mercer,
This is prepless. All right, I'm not
You're doing it
cosplaying.
live.
Like this is it. We're doing it live. Okay, so that's a big thing. Role playing games don't have to be scary, so let's not make it scary if we can, right? So we have scary
Okay.
material in our games, but that brings me up to the last point, and this is probably the most important rule of all story games. If you're ever uncomfortable with something, do not be afraid to take a step back and be like, listen, I'm not actually comfortable with what's going on right now. I'm not actually, guys. I'm not really cool with scorpions crawling out of people's eyeballs. I'm not cool. With it. I'm not cool with the talking dog. Can we
That
do
might
something
be a
else?
problem in this game.
Yeah, right. But it's very important. If you have a problem, we can time out our game. I can even go to a break if you need to. And if you're afraid to say it, whisper it to me, and I can do this. I want you to feel safe. I want you to feel comfortable. That trumps everything that we're doing here. So if you have an issue with something, bring it up. We can address it like player to player to player. and move on. We can draw the boundaries where we need to. If we need to retroactively X something out, that's totally cool. If we just want to fade to black at this thing and then kind of say, hey, let's shy away from that for the rest of the game, that's totally cool too. Whatever. I don't care what you call the mechanic, the veil, the X, whatever. That's how we can do it. Either write to me, or whisper me, or just visually say it, or like do an X with your hands, something like that to let us know. And we will be stewards of our own game here. We will make sure that everything's good. So, yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and look into our game and what we're playing here today. So, this is a game that was pitched to me. That it's a game about we were basically round 2 of humanity in the Garden of Eden. There's no Adam and Eve. There's no snake. But we're just as lost about learning about morality as they were. So all we have are favorite animals, and we're going to talk to them and try to get their wisdom out of them. So the big thing about this game and what makes this game so much fun, as we're going to see, is basically pretending to be animals and making funny names and voices for the animals. One time I played this game, I was a sloth. That was basically Seth Rogen. I have another game where there are a trio of vultures who were like a mafia. Like, it just
Nice.
just sometimes these things happen, and all of a sudden the game kind of just focuses on that, and it's totally cool. So that's like the game. So why it's about Eden, it feels more like the Jungle Book, where you are a character, and all these animals have different ideas and things, and if you ask them for advice, they're going to give you their own biased thing. The most famous example of this, a game from Ben Robbins and the designer, it's about bunnies. And, there's one thing about bunnies, is that they multiply, right? That's like a big thing about bunnies. So there were millions of bunnies in this game. A character wanted to know how babies were made. And they asked the bunnies, they're like, well, do I find someone I like and have sex with them? And the bunnies were like, no, you don't have sex. That's how you get more bunnies. Like, that kind of stuff, right? Like, so you're dealing with the flaws of animals, and sort of having that kind of twist of the game. So, like, that's the stuff. I've seen, like, a Shere Khan kind of tiger. You can have a lot of, like, cool things and twists, whatever really works for you, whatever's comfortable. So that's kind of what we're doing today. So that's really the big takeaway. This game doesn't really have an ending scenario. It's just kind of this, like, having advice with animals, and we're going to have to do a little bit of setup, and that's it. So, Eden is designed for 3 to 5 players, and it's played in one session to 2 to 3 hours. No preps required, and there's no GM. We share narrative control throughout the game. So, there's 3 phases to Eden. There's the Garden of Eden, which is when we're going to be creating the garden. There's the Children of Eden, which will be creating our human characters that inhabit this world. And then the last thing is the Life in Eden, which is the actual roleplay part of the scenes. And this part of the game will probably take about 2 hours, 1 hour, depending on how fast and speedy we make our scenes. Of course. So what we brought over here with us is our handy dandy Roll20. Roll20 we're going to be using to, when I say Roll20, I have it up. Excellent. We're going to actually be switching back and forth between our character sheets and our map. Actually, I won't. I'm just going to scroll down. We're going to use the bottom part of the sheet because I'm lazy. And let's pretend that we're sitting in evenly like a triangle around each other. Doesn't matter, but, left and right makes it easy. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and... Do we all have the PDF open, guys?
Yes, I do.
Cool. We're going to take some turns reading the introductions, okay? So we're looking at page 4 of the PDF. I'm going to start, then Zonalar, I would like you to chip in, and then Golden H for the 3rd paragraph, okay?
Okay.
So, forget what you know of paradise. This is a new Eden, where the animals talk, and the people are curious and naive. It is an Eden of every imaginable land, from desert to forest, mountain to sea, jungle to glacier. It is an Eden surrounded by an impregnable wall, broken only by a single gate, which no one has ever used. It is, or was, a safe place. We, the children of Eden, were born of it and into it. The garden is the only home we've ever known. Oh shit, I'm reading your part, Zonalar. I'm sorry.
Is there more that I'm missing?
There's more.
It's okay. There are few of us, and we live in harmony with nature and one another, sleeping wherever we want each night and doing what we like during the day. We are innocent. keeping no laws, building no cities, and holding no wars. Good and evil are words we know, but our understanding is small, and there's much to learn.
Our paradise is shared with the animals of the world, who speak to us and tell us many things. They have not yet lost their trust in humanity. They have lived and died by their amoral instincts, knowing nothing of right and wrong, but we learn from them all the same. And as the sun rises over a wall in the east, Eden stretches to the horizon before our eyes, ripe with lessons, dangers, and possibilities.
Awesome. Cool. So let's go ahead and look at our character sheets. So on roll 20, I'm going to pick the one to the left. You guys can just figure out which ones you want to the middle and right. If you want, we can just do it me, Zonal, Largol, and H, the way we've just read. That helps.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure. Actually, I'll should be in the middle. Let's make it easier on the stream.
Oh, is that what it is on stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Easy, guys. Look at that. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So here's what we're going to be doing, guys. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose our favorite animals. We're going to choose a species of animal to be our character's favorite. Your character will talk to them and learn from this animal throughout the game. In any order, we're going to share our animal with the group and say if there are one or many of this animal in Eden. Okay?
Yeah.
So animals of Eden can speak aloud just like humans. So you'll talk with them during play. And it's very important that you select an animal that you're actually interested in, because your character's belief and actions will be greatly influenced by the behavior of their favorite animal. We all must pick a different animal. Even like commonly known fantasy animals are okay, but just don't choose something that has human-like features like a fairy or a mermaid or a centaur.
Okay.
Cool. So, somebody have an animal they want to choose.
I will choose a starfish.
Starfish. Nice.
I guess I'm going to put that over here for now. Is there one
There's no
starfish or
other
many?
I think at the start of the game there's only one.
Okay.
I think I will choose Kakadu.
I'm sorry, a what?
It is some kind of parrot with white feathers. Kakadu.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'll post a little link in chat.
Oh, it's a cockatoo.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there one cockatoo or many?
Like in this Eden, I would say it's one.
Cool.
It's basically a parrot, but white.
I'm gonna pick a mammoth. And it's a herd of mammoth.
So many mammoths.
Woolly mammoths. Cool. Cool. The next step here, guys, is we're going to be drawing our lands. We're going to decide what sort of land our favorite animal lives in. In any order, we're going to describe your chosen land in detail to the other players. Then we're going to sketch our land on a blank sheet of paper, aka below our character sheets here, leaving room for everyone to add their lands. We're going to make our lands large, but not draw to the edge of the map, because we're still going to have to make our, what do you call it? Our border, our wall. So. And a land is a single habitat or climate, like a marsh or a subterranean lake or a beach.
Okay. Do you just all draw at once? Or?
No, we take turns.
Okay.
There's no particular order. If you guys don't want to go, I'll go. I mean, mine's pretty straightforward.
Sure. And I want to draw an ocean, but there's not a whole lot to draw in the ocean without the shore.
I'm drawing
Yeah.
the Arctic tundra.
Mm.
There's mountains in the back, right? And then
Yeah.
there's fields with small shrubs in it. Yeah, some sparse trees. But it's mostly like permafrost kind of stuff. And, oh boy, I'm going to have to draw a mammoth using Roll20's color applications. So you're going to have to bear with me, guys. Alright, that's good enough for me.
Okay. I can draw a sea with this. Let's say the shore is made of snow. Oh wait, I can't draw white and white, can I? That's not gonna work.
No, I don't think it will, my friend.
I tried. Um,
Are you backing it next to the lake or next to the tundra?
yeah, the shore is going to be an Arctic shore.
Okay.
And, we have the sea rolling onto it.
So there we have the beach and the what now? The ocean?
The ocean. And draw some.
Oh, by the way, guys, so in the version of this game, you're actually supposed to write next to your land what animal lives there and one or many. Cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's a cool sound. I like that a lot. I like the rocks that jut out of it. That's cool.
Yeah, and the sea is always. People always imagine the sea as being one color, but it's not what the sea looks like. The sea is always many colors.
All right. Zonal R?
Yeah, I imagine a waterfall in a jungle.
Cool. Go ahead and draw the jungle and waterfall.
I'm figuring out how do I put a waterfall next to a sea.
Oh, you don't have to. You can leave space. You don't have to draw. You can draw like over here or something, or somewhere else around.
Or maybe it's a jungle island.
Yeah, it doesn't actually have. Yeah, it could be a jungle island in Eden. It doesn't actually have to connect. It could be. There can be blank space between our zones.
Okay, let's
In fact, the game encourages that, but it's totally cool.
let's try to draw trees.
Maybe space is non-linear in Eden. You guys ever played the what's it called?
What game?
I love drawing stick figure trees.
Darksiders?
Oh, Darksliders? That sounds familiar, but no.
You actually go to Eden in Darksiders. It's pretty cool.
Well, isn't that because you play like one of the Horsemen of the Apocalypse?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You play like War, and you're like
Yeah.
killing the other ones or something.
No, somebody brought the apocalypse to Earth, and you got framed. You have to clear your name for destroying the Earth.
Oh wow,
By
you have
going,
you have the option of destroying the Earth or clearing your name.
no,
Oh,
you're claiming your name because you were accused of destroying the Earth.
so you have to destroy the Earth.
No, because the Earth was
Oh,
already destroyed.
got it.
You were accused of destroying the Earth with the apocalypse.
You were framed, yeah, with the apocalypse, and now
You
you
have
have
to
to go
clear
do
your
revenge.
name.
Cool. So it's like a Greek. It's like a Greek hero western. It's like
Yeah,
a demigod. It's like a godbound western. Is like what you're playing.
pretty much. It was pretty cool game.
Yeah, it's cool.
And then the company went out of business
Oh,
after they made it. But
that's
another
very good.
company picked it up and promised to complete the series. So,
That's a good jungle, my friend.
oh, that's beautiful.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Cool.
It's a jungle.
So step 3, guys. We're going to choose another species of animal we'd like to see in the game. And then we're going to draw the animal on the map in the appropriate land. We can either use someone else's land, or we can create new land as well for our own animal. This is sort of like our secondary animal. Um, I think I'm gonna play. I'm thinking mountain goat. But I'm not sure. I like the idea of having scenes like on a ledge where like I can only fit my tiny foot, and the goat's just chilling there, like, hey, what's up?
I guess
uh,
a Yeti would be too anthropomorphic. I want my animal to be bees.
bees?
I think the bees can live in the jungle. But I could also make that up a new
Yeah,
area.
no, I've seen a lot of games of Eden where people chose bees. It's totally good.
Not the
It's a good one.
bees.
Sorry, guys, all the bees. So I'm going to draw some honeycombs.
Actually, I'm going to draw a forest, like a regular old forest, and I'm going to do bats.
Ooh. Forest, yes.
It's a perfect bee's nest right there.
Man, that is a really good bee's nest. That's the bee's nest.
The bees.
Boy,
I mean, because we have mammoths, I really want to have ants in here.
it's a good thing I didn't go to art school. This is supposed to be a forest, everybody. The only thing I can say is that I'm sorry. Sorry that I'm
It's fine.
subjecting you to this.
So should we like put the animals like one on each land, or?
So yeah, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do the same thing like you did with your other land. You're gonna say one or many. So you're gonna say animal one or many. Like I did mammoth many. And so I'm gonna put bats many. Because bats don't actually live in a cave. They actually like live in trees, right? Is that
There are
wrong?
both kinds of bats.
There's both, right? Okay, well I'm picking the ones that don't live in caves.
Something happened to the cave bats. We don't know.
Yeah.
Or something happened to the bat caves.
Cool. All right.
Is it?
What?
Yeah, I think I put the ants on the ocean. They are actually on the rocky outcliffs, living their life.
Oh yeah. I mean, ants can live anywhere, man. Ants don't give a fuck.
Cool.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So let's pick a color.
I was just thinking of more RPG food puns. Legend of the Five Onion Rings. Okay. When we're done with the ants, the next step is drawing the wall and the gate. So this is what surrounds Eden. So one of us will be the player who describes the physical attributes of the wall. And then you will draw the wall around. It can be a natural wall or supernatural. I've done both. I've done a wall of like Greek marble. But then I've also done a kind of like a force field of like Aurora Borealis stuff, right? Like Northern Lights, scintillating light kind of border.
I'm imagining the wall being like a mesh net.
Well, you get to do it. Congratulations, Golden. It sounds like you volunteered to draw the net, to draw the wall.
Okay.
Yay!
So what is
I
a
draw
mesh?
anywhere I want.
It's got to go. I mean, obviously it encapsulates our regions, but yes, you can draw it any shape you want and anywhere you want, as long as it encapsulates our areas.
We use purple because that's the color Roll20 suggested. Do I need to leave room to draw new areas later in the game?
Is the wall like a labyrinth? Gigantic labyrinth around us? And there's only one exit? And that's the door?
Oh, it's a labyrinth? That sounds
Yeah.
kind of cool.
But I don't know.
You don't have to draw hexes for the whole thing. You know, you can...
You don't...
Yes, I do.
Oh, cool. I'll put on the YouTube channel. I'll make a big little like edit here and be like 3 hours later.
But you don't have to wait for me to finish. Now, if you want me to make a labyrinth out of hexagons,
Yeah, okay.
that might take-
So, Zonalar, you get to choose this one, my friend. The next player will describe how the humans of Eden feel about the wall.
Oh,
How do they feel about this mesh net that keeps us in here?
the animals of Eden?
No, the people of Eden.
Oh. Man, it's so hard to think about. I think they are curious about the wall. I do think it's like many other things are explainable, but why the wall is there is more of a like we don't understand it.
Okay, yeah, it's like a mystery.
Yeah, it's like a huge puzzle.
Got it. Cool. And that leaves me with the third answer, or the third question. I get to describe the appearance of the gate and what it looks like, and it occurs somewhere along the wall. The gate may also be natural or supernatural as desired. Oh, yeah. There is a natural cave on the edge of the mesh net. Like it's like a rocky thing. And what's funny is that we've never seen past where it goes and where the other exit is. But we've seen that this is where the mesh net fails, and it's this dark cave that no light can penetrate. This is the gate. This is the gate of Eden. And humanity knows better than to go into it. No one has ever returned.
Yeah. Don't go into the spooky gate.
Yep. Cool.
Dark and spooky.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
All right. That's a good gate, dude. You can stop.
No, hexagons role playing game.
No. Stop.
You continue. Let's
Stop.
continue.
Okay, so now we get to do the next step of the phase. The next phase of the game, the Children of Eden. So this is the next part of the game. We're the Children of Eden. We're born not of humankind, but birthed from nature itself. We're coming into the world as kids and growing up quickly into young adulthood. which is our stage of life is when our story begins. Our lives are simple, fun, and full of discovery. Our animal friends teach us new things daily. We do not yet know strife or sin. We do not cause each other harm, although we have experienced pain and sadness at times. Above all, we are curious and seek out new things. So, the first steps here, we're going to name our characters. There's some suggested names listed in the rules. They're very much like biblical names, or at least Middle Eastern.
I see.
I'll go with Ruth.
Alright, you guys are responsible for coming up with your names and marking them on your character sheet here.
Okay.
I believe Ruth is a male name in the Bible. Or is it both? Whatever.
Okay. We're going to be choosing two names from the list here, guys. The first name is going to be the name of our character, and the second name is going to be the name of a secondary character.
Two names?
Mm-hmm. So, the second one I'm going to pick is Tara.
Don't fly too high.
Oh, do we write this on? Do you
Yeah,
want us
write
to
it over to the side where I wrote Tara, because these are our secondary characters.
Okay. And my first character is Pan.
Oh, forgive me. Write all the chosen names from all players on the map in places they're likely to be. So, in addition to the character sheet, we're going to be writing our name to where they like to hang out.
Okay. Pan is on top of the waterfall.
Ruth is on the snowy beach.
Do you want us a secondary character also being put on the map?
I think so. But you don't actually have to describe the secondary character more than we have to do our primary characters. So we're going to have to just... hey, Storm Spec. What's up, Storm? So what we're going to do is we're going to be describing our skills and our appearances when we're ready, when we're done that. So here's how this is going to work. We're going to choose a skill that our favorite animal taught us as a human, right? So it has to be a skill that a human can learn. We learned this skill from our favorite animal. In order to tell the group the skill you choose, write your skill on your character sheet. Next, describe what your character looks like, considering how their skill might affect their appearance. Skills are things that we can do or create. They are not abilities that humans cannot naturally perform, like breathing underwater. Your character may have other skills, but this particular skill is the one they've learned from their favorite animal. So, the skill... I think the skill that I've learned from the mammoths would be... It's unfortunately kind of bully-ish. So, the skill that I learned from the mammoths is that by, like, puffing up myself and walking around, I can look big and intimidating, and I can get things that I want. I've learned that by posturing and being big like the mammoth, I can get what I want. So I probably asked the mammoths, like, hey, why can't I do that? Why are things picking on me? And they're like, oh, that's because you're small. If you weren't small, it wouldn't be a problem. I think. Maybe. We'll see.
Do we pick a skill for both our characters or just one character?
So here's some examples. No, just your primary. Here are some example skills from the book. how to be very quiet, how to harvest honey, how to recover your strength, how to sing beautifully, how to stay calm in the face of danger, how to wait patiently. Oh, I really like the idea of how to sing beautifully and being like a harbor seal. So it taught me how to sing, and I just go. And it's like, oh, you're singing. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, thanks. The seal taught me. Just kidding. Everyone knows that a seal sings like da na 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 na. No.
No, I don't.
Bad
Seals
joke.
do rap.
Bad joke. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, I know,
that's a good
I know
joke.
that
That's a
seals
good
laugh
joke
a lot.
because that's Seal. That was Seal, and that was Kiss by a Rose from the Batman soundtrack. Batman
Oh,
Forever.
was that
Everyone's
a seal?
favorite Batman from 1996 with George Clooney. All right, I'm done. Kiss on a Rose. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Equimag? Yes. Okay. So, did we get our skills, guys? Did you write down our
No,
skills?
I don't. I wanted to pick on how to fly, but I don't think that's possible.
No, they have to do things that we can naturally perform. So what would here's an example of a skill like your parent could have taught you, like how to build a nest, right? Or like how to do something. How to how to sing beautifully, how to mimic. Like, what do you think what's important to you and interesting about a
that's what I
parrot?
want. Yeah, how to mimic.
How to like ventriloquize. Like you can make, right?
I can make the sound of any animal.
Yeah, so go ahead and write down as your skill. Yeah, that's a good skill. How to impersonate, or like how to mimic. Yeah, voice mimic. Yeah.
Perfect. How to weather a storm.
Oh. Okay, that's cool. It's like how to
flow if you go.
regenerate. Cool. So here's what we're gonna do now. This is step 3 of the People of Eden. We're going to learn our lessons here. Okay? Moving clockwise, one at a time, we're going to turn to the player on your left and we're going to ask, how did I learn my skill from my favorite animal? So once again, this is actually going to be counterclockwise. So let's just go in the order of what's listed on our character sheets in the order that's here on screen. So to my left would be Zonalar, Golden H's left is me, etc. Okay? So, the player to my left, since I'm facilitating the game, I'll start. So I'll narrate how Golden H got the how to weather a storm. Okay? So, here's what we're going to do. So, Ruth... Wait, we never described our characters. How old is Ruth?
Well, it says everyone's in their like young adulthood, so
Okay.
early 20s.
Is there anything like particularly descriptive about Ruth?
I think it looks like kind of Middle Eastern. Got long black hair, and he has very colorless streaks.
Okay. How to weather a storm. I think that we saw Ruth. Ruth got trapped in the during a storm or something, or like a big like waves and crashes and stuff on the beach, and it kind of destroyed his like little like house and stuff that he had, and maybe like it knocked him out or something. And when he woke up, everything on the beach was basically in ruins, except there was a starfish hanging out, and the starfish basically told him that you're foolish for building a structure, and you just need to go with the water and out with the water, and just wait for the tides. And that's how you don't win. You don't beat a storm by fighting against it. You go with the storm and go in and out. You go with the flow. And he's like saying that, and he's like, "Yep, the tide will be here in 5 hours to prove my point." So, what bands do you like?
What bands do I like?
Yeah,
Oh.
like that's. I'm just joking. Like, what kind of conversation the starfish will have for 5 hours as it's waiting for the tide to prove its final point.
He likes the Beatles.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually starting a band,
Oh yeah, he's a star.
and we could use a new drummer.
Oh god. Cool. So that's how we did Golden Age, and now Golden Age. Do you want to describe how Zonalar learned how to mimic?
Sure. Um, so Pan was walking on the cliffs by the waterfall when.
I'm sorry. Actually, time out before we do that. Did you write down the lesson?
Oh,
So this is the lesson from that story of how you learned that skill. That was the big takeaway.
the lesson was go with the flow.
Yeah, well, it should be written prescriptively, like we should or we shouldn't.
Okay, we should.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
Yeah, I mean it's obvious, but that's fine.
oh, it's
Yeah.
pretty prescriptive. But.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, Hannah's walking along the cliffs of the waterfall when he sees a monkey chittering um, in the waterfall, and it's like on the very edge. And Pan like looks over the edge, and he sees the monkey chittering, and only Pan can see that the monkey is holding onto the stick that's sticking out of the waterfall. And the monkey chitters more and more, and then other monkeys appear, and they start throwing things at the monkey. Some of them throw sticks. Some of them throw. They splash the water at him, and some of them throw food at the monkey. And the monkey ignores the sticks and takes the food until it's eaten quite a lot of food, and then it's a monkey, so it just swings on the stick and climbs up the waterfall, and all the other monkeys are happy. And Panda's like trying to make sense of what he's seeing, and a cockatoo just flies over and lands on his shoulder. And Panda asked the cockatoo, "Well, what was that? How did I get food like the monkey did?" And the cockatoo says, "In order to really mimic what in order to make like to mimic the scene or the sounds you want, you have to put yourself in danger."
Oh boy.
Wow. So, the lesson is you should put yourself in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Cool. And now, Zonalar, you figure out the story for my character. What lesson did I learn about looking big and intimidating gets you things that get you the things that you want?
Okay. How is your character looking?
Oh yeah, so Phineas is sort of like a Sansom-esque character, like from the Bible. He's like a big, handsome dude with like a lot of chest hair and this really long, beautiful black hair, like real long. Like Phineas is probably 6.5 feet tall, almost 7 feet tall, and just like he's a monster truck of a human being. He's like super big, and he has really, really long hair, like almost to his knees. Like that's how long his hair is.
Mm. Okay. So, Phineas was, so there's this spot on the tundra that has a real nice plateau that allows you to see you very, very far across the tundra, like further than any other place. And you're going to it's basically your favorite spot. and you were going over there, and when you like climb this plateau, you see a walrus up there with its huge tusks, and well, it talks to you like, "What are you doing here? Go away! This is my place." And it had just those enormous tusks, so you cowered and went back down. When
Nice.
when you came across this mammoth, and he talked to you. "What is wrong, Phineas? Why are you running away?" And you explain that there's this big, mean walrus on your plateau that chewed you away. And the mammoth says, "You don't need to fear any animal in Eden. Just show how strong and big you are, and he will make room. Puff out your breast and take a deep breath."
So I think the lesson I learned is that we shouldn't be intimidated by other animals.
Yeah.
Or in other words, we should. We are the one who knocks. You know, like Breaking Bad.
You're the one who knocks.
You know, like we aren't the bad people, or like we shouldn't be afraid of bad people. We are the bad people.
We are the top of the food chain.
Yeah, like we shouldn't be intimidated. Just put you are the strongest.
Yeah.
No. Oh, I sorry. Let me rephrase this then. We should act like we're the strongest, or I should say, yeah, we should act like the strongest animals there are. Okay. Cool. There's one last step before we can get into doing some scenes and stuff like that. This is help and harm. So this part has been changed since the time I've played. This one involved index cards, and it's not just from the character sheet. But I wouldn't really worry about it. So we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it the way in the book says, only we're going to write it down on our character sheets here. So we're going to move clockwise, one at a time. We're going to turn to the player on our left again, and we're going to ask. We're going to tell them how their character recently helped. You're going to tell them how your character, so the person on the left's character, helped the person on their right character in some way. So the person on the left is going to tell how the person on the left's character has helped the actual person in some way. So for example, I will be responsible. Phineas will have to come up. Eric has to come up with a scenario where Phineas has helped Ruth. Okay?
Okay.
Just how Ruth is going to come up with a scenario where Ruth helped Pan.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Is it
Wait.
helping, or is it one of the three at the bottom?
Yeah, Ruth helps Pan. What?
You see at the bottom it says reframe, frame a scene in which 1, 2, 3.
So we need to start with one person and go from there. So let's start with Golden Age because you're in the middle and it'll make the most sense.
Sure.
So
Eric's on my left.
Yeah. So I'm on your left. I'm going to
So
tell
I
you. Oh.
Are we starting
Oh
with me?
no, you. So you are going to tell me how your character helped Phineas in some way. That's
Okay.
what you're doing. Okay.
Let's see here. Let's look at this map. Okay, I think we'll use Ruth's skill. And there came to be a terrible lightning storm across the tundra. And it was creating these vast snowdrifts. And Phineas and Ruth, of course, the storm came off the beach and drove him off the beach further inland. And he found Phineas hiding behind a tree. And Phineas said, you can't weather the storm hiding behind the tree. The tree will break, and so will you. You must come with me, and we will go with this storm and see where it takes us.
So you help me weather a storm.
Yep.
You encountered a storm? I was born in the storm, raised by it.
You merely adopted the storm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I helped Zonalar
Yeah.
some way. So, oh, this is easy. There was the same monkeys wanted revenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
The same monkeys wanted revenge, and you were being a little too brazen, putting yourself in danger, and it wasn't working. The monkeys were not backing down against you. You were getting scared. Phineas saw that, he was like walking through the woods or whatever that day, and saw you in trouble, and rushed to your aid and told you to puff out your chest and look strong, and tell these monkeys what for. And the monkeys did show their teeth and hiss kind of thing, and then they kind of backed off, and they were too afraid to seek revenge, because I showed up. So I helped you get out of danger.
Nice. Where should we write that down?
Oh, I wrote it down.
Okay.
And now you are going to do one this way. I'm writing it with these arrows.
Yeah. So
Actually, it should be how. Yeah, you should do that one. Perfect. Okay, so how did Pan help Ruth?
So, okay, this is actually Ruth was looking for new currents to flow with, and he found this cool river, and swam in the river, let himself flow with the current. And I was hanging out nearby and saw that it was falling down the waterfall, further in front. So I came up, I swung through the lines of the jungle and came down to Ruth and said, "Hey Ruth, there's a waterfall coming." And Ruth was he was taught to go with the flow, but that seemed rather dangerous. And, it was rather scary. So I've shown him, do not worry, look how I do it, and follow me. And I have taught him on how to put yourself in danger as we jump down the waterfall and dive into it.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that a lot.
As we both dive into it, you just see these rainbow-colored fishes all swimming away in huge swarms as he opens his eye underneath it.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And you see the hidden beauty when you put yourself in danger.
Cool.
I'm not quite sure how to phrase this.
Help survive going over the waterfall. Um,
uh,
teach how to jump good.
how to I teach you how to get good.
How
Yeah.
to how to get good.
How to
You got-
trust another human being.
How
Oh
to
God.
get good.
Something that we can all learn.
One of these is Dark Souls, and one of them isn't.
Uh,
You don't learn how to trust in Dark Souls.
how to get good.
Is it all right?
No,
Yeah.
come on, man. Like, right? It's funny, but no. Let's. What's the actual lesson there?
How to jump good. How to dive
How to not be
off a
afraid.
waterfall.
Yeah.
How to
How to take chances, or yeah, how to
how to like take a challenge.
yeah.
How to surpass a challenge.
Ah,
Do you like this one? How to surpass a challenge?
I mean,
Yeah.
um,
So now,
how to rely on others.
so here's the next step, which is pretty interesting. Once again, we're gonna go clockwise, and the player on the left again. You're going to tell them how their character harmed your character.
Okay.
So does that make sense? So you helped me. Me harmed you. Just to make the parallel, right? I harmed you. Is basically the reverse. Okay.
Okay.
So you get to tell me how I harmed you. Golden Age.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay. I think that it has to be their main character stuff.
Yeah, these are main characters.
Okay.
Phineas
I think
harmed you
that-
in some way. Emotionally, physically, spiritually.
I think Ruth and Phineas was traveling in the forest,
Okay.
and it was getting to be night, and Phineas was refusing to be afraid of the night. He said that, "Oh, we just make ourselves look big. The night will become afraid and run away." And Ruth disagreed. He said, "You know, we should go with the we should follow the setting sun, follow the dusk, and if we follow it, we will keep traveling until we find the dawn, and then we'll be safe." So they disagreed, and they fought, and eventually they separated. And eventually, Ruth was trying to walk in the darkness in the dark forest, and he tripped over a fallen log, and he hit his head on it, and was knocked out.
So I harmed you by making you mad and then you getting hurt? Essentially?
No, you harmed him by abandoning him.
Okay, by leaving you there.
Damn.
I like that. Okay, so now I can describe how Zonalar harmed me.
Okay.
We'll do it this way. Harmed. And okay, so you harmed me. I think you did a trick to me. I think it was just for fun. You realized that you could imitate the mammoths, and if you make the mammoth voice, I followed it.
Oh, dang.
What did you tell me though? What did I? Hmm. You told me to go. Something. I think it's something about the bees. I think you made me get attacked. You convinced me that bees are. I know what it is. You convinced me that bees hibernate, and that I could just go in there and get that honey. That's what you did. As you juked your voice to the mammoth, and so I believed you, and so I got stung by the bees. That's what happened.
Not the bees!
Bees! Okay. Bees. Yeah, Job's not on board.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so...
Now, yeah, Zonalar, now you're going to describe a scene. Yeah, exactly. How Golden charmed you. You got it.
Okay, how did Ruth hurt Pam? So...
And when we're done this, then we're going to go to our first break.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Are we
I
allowed
think-
to suggest in this game?
Yeah, you can make a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest that Ruth tries to hook up Hannah and Miriam and fails miserably somehow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
I think Pan and Miriam have been looking after each other for a long time. Like one of them is looking down on top of the waterfall, and one of them is looking up from the bottom. And Ruth tries to, get them together, and it backfires spectacularly badly for Pan somehow.
You try to get us together.
Yeah, make you a couple.
Oh, and it backfires?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, wait.
So you
Wait,
harm.
you try to get me like Pan and Phineas together?
No,
They-
Pan and Miriam.
Who's Miriam?
Oh, Miriam.
Oh, Miriam's your character. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, we can use them.
Yeah. So you got them. You tried to get them to. You tried to ship them.
Yeah, I tried to ship them. It didn't work out.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You tried to ship us, and it was like maybe it wasn't. Okay. Maybe it was obvious to you, but it wasn't like you weren't sure because you never asked. So you tried to ship us, and you got us all set up on this place, and I tried to put myself in danger, and I have used my spectacular skills of imitating the bees, which has brought the bees and stung us both.
Oh no!
And she really hated me for it.
Wow.
And I just see you there snickering because it's really funny
It's
to
really
watch.
funny. What, you get running away from the bees, screaming?
Yeah, and
Why are you running from the bees? The bees are your friends. You should go with the bees. They want to be on you. We should let them. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, nothing. God, you getting people stung by bees. All right, go ahead and write the write how they harmed you in short, and then yeah, then I think we're ready to begin play. So we're gonna go to our break, and
Cool.
yep, cool.
BTS.
Yeah, good setup, everybody. So we'll be back we'll be back in for the actual play of Eden once we're done the setup here, and so we'll be back in 5 minutes.